What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of King Customs. And on today's episode, we are going to be doing an oil change on this 2018 rav4 coming up. So what's going on, guys? It's your boy Ryan. For those of you who don't know me, it's Ryan. And for those of you who do, welcome back to the channel. Now, if you're new to the channel, please make sure you click the subscribe button so you can get daily content about cars every single day. Now, also make sure you hit that like button as well for this video or any video that you see, because it does help boost the channel up into the YouTube algorithm, and it'll allow me to do more projects for you guys when the channel starts to become more popular. Now, on this episode, we are doing the oil change, and I'm going to walk you guys through how I do my oil changes and all the other maintenances. I'm going to probably make them in separate videos. That way we can span them out, like how to check tires, how to check brakes, how to do stuff like that. So right now, we are just going to focus on the oil change. So before I do any oil change, before I start anything, the first thing I always do is loosen up the oil cap in the engine valve cover. Reason being, the reason you want to do this is because it allows air to go down into the motor. So when you open the drain plug, it'll allow a nice even flow to come out, and it'll just help push whatever from the top down. So we're gonna start with that, and then we're gonna lift the vehicle up. So let's get started. Alrighty, guys, so this is exciting. So now as we travel under the vehicle, I'm gonna locate the most key important components that you're gonna need to touch while draining the oil. So the first thing here we locate is the oil drain plug, which is right over here under the engine oil pan. Don't mistake it for the transmission oil pan. One way you can tell which one's the oil and which one is the transmission oil is, well, the pan's going to be located on the transmission side, and the engine is going to be located on the engine side. Now, another way you can determine it is usually the engine always, actually, I've never seen another vehicle with it swapped on the other side. Have I? Maybe I have. Maybe some Hondas. I don't know. Most of the time, the engine is, just to be safe, most of the time the engine's on the passenger side of the vehicle, and the transmission is mostly on the driver's side. I don't think I've ever... Yeah, mostly the engine is always on the passenger side of the vehicle, and the transmission is located on the driver's side. But this is one way you can know. You know, it's always going to be... Though, just look up and you must know what the engine is. If you don't, then you shouldn't be doing this. But this is the engine oil pan. This is the drain plug. And right underneath that drain plug, right next to it on top, if we can find it here, is the oil filter. Now, some of them have hard cartridge oil filters. Others have this paper cartridge, which this one is a paper cartridge covered by a plastic housing. So we got to remove that to drain and change our filter. So we're going to get started with that. And let's just jump right into it. Alrighty, guys, so here is something that we did. I took a 14mm socket, and I ended up cracking it loose with my ratchet, and here we have the oil is officially draining. Let's get the light on it properly so y'all can see. If you can see that, it's officially draining. So it's a 14mm on these Toyotas. Lighting in here is horrible, dude. I don't know how well y'all can see that. There you go. Oil is draining. Now, the next thing that we want to do is focus on getting this filter loose. That takes a special filter cup wrench, and that I will leave everything in the description below. Now, to do these oil changes, you guys do not need a lift at all. You can do it on a solid ramp, and I will leave all that in the description below for y'all to get those parts. Alrighty, guys, so before reinserting back the oil drain plug, what you want to do is change the little washer on it. Now, I don't always replace this washer. What I do is remove it, and I just flip it around to get an even wear on it. Now, a lot of people would say, just throw it out and put a new one. They're inexpensive. Honestly, I've been doing this ever since I've been owning any Toyota vehicle. Anytime there's a washer on the drain bowl, all I do is just reverse it and use it, and it works for a couple times. I've never had an issue. I think the one on my Corolla, I've probably done like 40 oil changes already in its life, and I've always reused the same one, never had an issue with it. So don't let people fool you and feel like you always need a new one. Now, obviously, if it's cracked, bent, destroyed, looking a little askew and weird, change it. But if it looks as good like this and there's no issues, you really don't have to. That's just me. You know what? Change it, guys. I don't want no issues. Just change it. Change the washer. Throw it out and change it. Just get another one. I'm gonna do me. This is me. I reversed my thing. Bam. There you go. Put it in. No issues. So, like I said, just do y'all, and yeah, get a new one. Or do this if you want to, whatever. Doesn't matter. But, like I said, do it at your own risk. I've never had an issue with it, and this is just a tip that I do for myself. Like I said, obviously you must know if it's messed up. This one is a perfect little circle. Let me see if I can zoom in on that. Focus. It's in good condition. It's not bad. It's not bent. It's not damaged, anything. So slide it on there, boom, and reinsert it. So what you want to do is use the 14mm socket and ratchet and snug your bolt down, your drain bolt. And next, what you want to do is remove the oil filter. To remove those types of oil filters on these Toyotas, you need a special kind of filter wrench. It's a cup wrench. I'll leave it linked in the description below for you guys. So let's get started. All you do is put this on, use your ratchet, and break it loose. And once I got it loose, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like, and we'll assemble everything together. Alrighty guys, so here we have is the oil filter housing. Now, the first thing you want to do is to replace everything, you want to, remove your filter, which I already did, and then use a little flathead screwdriver or pocket screwdriver and remove this O-ring. You don't want it to leak, so you can remove the O-ring, and then we'll reinstall the new O-ring onto this, and I'll show you guys exactly how to do that. So right here we have is the Toyota oil filter. I like getting the OEM stuff. You can get Fram, whatever you want, from Walmart. Even Walmart sells the OEM stuff as well. But here we have the filter, so we're going to lay that aside real quick. And we want to get this bag. So this bag has the O-rings. And the first thing we want to do is replace that big O-ring that we removed. Now, on the Toyotas, when you replace the O-rings on these, you're going to notice there is a smaller O-ring. What this O-ring is for this bottom piece here. You can actually remove this first to drain all the oil out of the filter housing instead of getting your fingers messy or whatever. I never really usually replace these. I never even open this at all. I never crack these loose. All my times owning Toyotas, even when I worked at the dealerships, we weren't taught to really open that or move that. You can if you want to, and replace the O-ring as well. I really don't. That's just on my personal vehicles. That's just how I've been doing it ever since when I worked at Toyota. That's how they taught us. It's your preference, really. You do what you feel comfortable with. If you want to replace all the rings and stuff, then go ahead and do it. If you don't, and you didn't touch it, don't even bother with it. If it's not leaking, don't even bother with it. If you've ever heard the term, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Leave it alone. So what we're going to do is insert the O-ring onto this filter housing. Now, the O-ring actually sits right here in this indentation. So always make sure the indentation that you pulled it out of is where it's gonna go. You don't want to miss it and put it in the wrong spot, because then you're going to have leaks, my friend, and that's going to be a bad day when your engine blows up because all your oil's all over the place. So after putting it on, you obviously want to make sure to take some of the old oil on the filter housing itself and lubricate the ring itself. Now, you also want to make sure that it's perfectly seated, because as we can see right there, it's right here, perfectly seated all the way around. You want to make sure that it's 100% even. That way, you won't have any leaks, and it's going to be 100% leak proof. The next thing you want to do is take your oil filter, and this is a paper cartridge oil filter, what I am talking about. I don't know if I have any hard covered filters. I actually do have a hard cover filter. So this here is a hard filter. This here is a paper filter. Basically the same exact thing. The only difference with this one is this paper filter goes into a plastic housing, and the paper filter in this one is already inside a metal housing. This is the whole thing you can dispose of. This you could dispose of. The plastic housing, don't dispose of it unless it's broken, then you got to get a new one. But that's about it. That's the only difference. So now all we do is insert this, and bam, it's done. We can put it back into the vehicle. So what I actually like doing after I finish tightening everything up, and you want to make sure that everything is tightened up under the vehicle. After I'm done, I like to take some little brakes cleaner, parts cleaner, whatever you have, soap, water, whatever, and clean up the area so that way no more oil is leaking, and when I start the engine, I can see if there's any oil drippage underneath my vehicle. So let's do it. Finally, we can just wipe up all the remaining brake clean. Usually that dries really quick. We can just wipe it up, wipe everything down, make sure that there's nothing left. And that is all for the underneath. Now, I've already double checked my drain plug is tight, and I've also double checked that my oil filter housing is tight as well. So all we have to do now is drop the vehicle down, add some oil into this, start it up, and check the level. Let's do it. Alrighty guys, so now the vehicle is down. Let us start right over here. So you remember I took off the oil filler cap real quick. So now we are gonna get a funnel and fill it up to its desired level. Alrighty then, so after you put the oil cap on, the next thing you want to do is start it up to let the oil circulate, let it sit for a bit, and then pull the dipstick to check the oil level. Alrighty guys, so whenever you pull the dipstick, you always want to wipe the dipstick clean with a clean rag, and then insert it and pull it again. As you can see, it's not 100% there. Why isn't it focusing? There you go. As you guys can see, it's only halfway. So all I have to do is add another half to this, and it should be in between the two dots, perfect, on point. Because I already put 4 quarts in it, so I believe it takes 4.5. Let's just up it to 4.5. That looks so much better, my friends. That looks so much better. Now, usually after this is all finished, what I do is I leave it alone overnight, and then I come back the next morning before I start the vehicle. I pull the dipstick, wipe it clean, put it back in, pull it out, and check the level. If the level's still on point, then we know we're good. If it's a little bit lower, I just add some oil to it. You want to get it generally in between the 2 dots. Don't go over the 2 dots, or don't go under the 2 dots. Under is too low, over is overfilled. You're going to have to drain something again. And that's basically everything that is needed to do the oil change. There's other things that I do in this vehicle when I'm doing an oil change, such as checking the air filters, the cabin filters. Those I will do separate videos on for y'all. And yeah, so with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick episode. I don't know how quick it is. I always say quick. I don't know how quick it is. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this episode. And if you did, please make sure to hit that like button in the video so it can be boosted by the YouTube algorithm to help this channel grow and flourish. And for those of you who are not a subscriber, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button for me. I really do appreciate it. Also, leave a little comment in the comment section below. Let me know if you want to see something else. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know how you guys do your oil change and what's your routine like. With that being said, guys, I'll see y'all later for the next one. Peace out.